what's the latest on, can you get movies on the cloud?
Well, Apple has been selling movies through its iTunes store for quite some time at prices sort of like the DVD prices. For a movie studio, it's actually a pretty good business. There's no distribution costs. Apple takes a cut, but selling a $17.99 movie online is a pretty good business. The problem is that the movie studios have a lot of other ways they sell their product. And these tech companies are muscling in new ways that are showing the complicated licensing systems and all of the stuff that interferes with the way we've gotten movies in the past. So take iCloud. It's this new service Apple has. It lets you sync, I buy a movie on my iPhone, I can watch it on my computer, I can watch it on my Apple TV, and it'll re-download wherever I buy it. Problem is, 6 months after a movie comes out on DVD, usually it enters what's called the pay TV window. These pay TV channels pay hundreds of millions of dollars a year to all the studios for exclusive access to their films, to transmit them to consumers. HBO has some of the most restrictive windows. That's owned by Time Warner.
So in other words, so it ends up, if you're a user, like, I just bought this, but I can't move this to here because a movie studio has a contract over there. I mean, doesn't that just tick users off after a while, where they say, if I bought this, I own it. Why do I have to worry about what this contract is saying?
Well, and that's why HBO is loosening one part of its contract. So if I bought, take the movie Bridesmaids. It came out last year, and it came out on DVD. Soon thereafter, or around then, I was able to buy it on iTunes. Let's say I bought it, been watching it. The HBO window's begun. I can no longer buy it on iTunes, and I would have to manually copy it from one device to another, my file. Apple is talking with Universal, which made the movie now, to make it so that I will be able to use iCloud to sync it between my devices. Even if I can't buy it while it's on HBO, at least I'll be able to move it around.
And how does so those are sort of the tech companies and the cloud aspect, but how does sort of a Netflix fit into all this too?
Well, Netflix generally has a lot older product. I mean, the way Netflix fits into it is that for HBO, for the studio output deals, they call it, for newer movies, 6 months after it's on DVD, it goes into HBO. And then for the next 7 years or so, it goes on HBO, it goes off HBO, it goes into, local TV. But for that 7 years, Netflix generally won't have those movies. If they're a big movie, it won't be on Netflix until it's, more than 7 years old.
Right.
And who competes with Apple then for the sale of that original movie? Is it the studios themselves distributing it in the traditional way through DVDs?
Well, the studios have a lot of retail partners so Apple's one of their retailers. They also sell digital copies through Amazon. There's a bunch of services. I mean, Verizon has a store. I mean, everybody's got a content store these days.
With Walmart,
right?
Everyone's trying to get.
And then Walmart, physical sales are another competitor. Once things are out on DVD, there's the kind of first sale doctrine. They're out, so they can't be clawed back. But the electronic sales, and this is what I think we're getting into in this story, it's a lot more complicated. Yeah. So suddenly something's in a store, then it's not in a store. Even the deals with HBO and the studios to make iCloud work don't really address the larger consumer confusion of, wait, I thought that I saw that on Amazon last week. Now I have to buy it physically.
Yeah.
It's very complicated.
Yeah. Right, and something that is probably going to take a long time to sort out.
Well, and a lot of money. I mean, the reason why it's complicated is because HBO pays a lot of money for those rights. And they have their own website and their own app that they're beaming those movies out on. So if somebody wants to take those rights away, they're going to have to pay.